Just in the last 3 weeks, Trey, the FBI has arrested and brought to justice, thanks to the Department of Justice and Pam Bondi, 3 top 10 of the FBI's most wanted.
What would you do if you spotted a mass murderer with a $10 million bounty on his head? Would you try to catch them? The FBI's 2025 Most Wanted list includes terrorists, cartel assassins, and cold-blooded killers with over $37 million in rewards. And they could be anywhere. Governments around the world are counting on people just like you to find them. Time for some action. So what makes these fugitives worth such massive bounties? From globe-spanning crypto scams to grisly murders caught on tape, these aren't just typical criminals. They've orchestrated the kind of crimes that make headlines for decades. What's even more incredible is how they've managed to slip through the toughest international law enforcement networks, leaving nothing but cold trails and unanswered questions. In a world where the stakes are higher than ever, how do they keep disappearing, even with millions on the line? Let's walk you through the list of the 10 most wanted criminals governments would pay you millions to find. Number 10. Omar Alexander Cardenas, $250,000, the barbershop assassin. Few crimes strike at the heart of a community like the cold-blooded murder committed by Omar Alexander Cardenas, a fugitive whose brutality earned him a spot on the FBI's Most Wanted list with a $250,000 bounty shadowing his every move. Born into the gritty underbelly of Los Angeles' gang culture, this alleged Pierce Street gang member turned a routine afternoon into a nightmare on August 15, 2019, when he unleashed a hail of bullets outside a Sylmar barbershop, ending a man's life with chilling precision. The scene unfolded at the Hair Icon barbershop, a neighborhood staple where 46-year-old Jabali Dumas stood unsuspecting. Cardenas, wielding a semi-automatic handgun, fired multiple rounds. Estimates range from 6 to 9, striking Dumas in the head and leaving him lifeless on the pavement. Witnesses recall chaos erupting in the small shopping center as Cardenas fled, his motive shrouded in speculation, possibly tied to gang rivalries or a personal vendetta authorities have yet to unravel. Weighing between 240 and 300 pounds and standing 5'6 to 5'7, Cardenas cuts an imposing figure, often altering his dark hair and beard to evade recognition, though his thick prescription glasses and tattoos betray his disguise. Investigators believe he slipped south to Mexico, leveraging family ties and his construction worker background to vanish into the borderlands' anonymity. Yet whispers of his presence linger in Southern California, where his roots run deep. Number 9. Alejandro Castillo, $250,000, the high school killer. Alejandro Castillo was just 17 years old when he earned a place on the FBI's Most Wanted list, with a chilling $250,000 bounty hanging over his head. Born in November 1998, his seemingly harmless appearance masks the truth, a cold-blooded killer who shattered the trust of someone who once considered him a friend. His story is one of betrayal, a young man capable of terrifying violence lurking beneath the surface of a smiling face. On May 19, 2016, Castillo arranged to meet his ex-girlfriend Sandy, supposedly to repay money she had lent him. What seemed like a legitimate meeting turned into a fatal trap when Castillo arrived with his current girlfriend. Together, they forced Sandy into a vehicle at gunpoint. The teenage couple drove Sandy to withdraw cash from an ATM before Castillo killed her in the woods and left her body in a roadside ditch. Surveillance footage revealed Castillo and his accomplice crossing into Mexico shortly after the murder. His girlfriend eventually surrendered and claimed she woke up one morning to find Castillo had abandoned her. She denied any involvement in the murder. Despite international cooperation and the substantial reward, Castillo has vanished into Mexico's vast landscape, eluding justice while Sandy's devastated family ensures the agonizing wait for closure. Number 8. Bhadresha Kumar Patel, $250,000, murder at the donut shop. When customers entered a Maryland Dunkin' Donuts on April 12, 2015, they found the store eerily empty. No employees behind the counter, no one to take their orders. Their concerned calls brought police to the scene, where officers made the grim discovery. Palak Patel's body hidden in the back room. This shocking find set off a global hunt for her husband that remains active to this day. Security footage revealed a chilling 45-second window when both Bhadresha Kumar and Palak Patel entered the store's back room together. The grainy video captures sudden, frantic shadows moving behind the counter before Bhadresha Kumar emerges alone, suggesting something far more sinister than a spontaneous argument. After the killing, Patel immediately executed a methodical escape plan. He fled to a hotel in New Jersey, then took a taxi directly to New York City's Penn Station, one of America's busiest transit hubs where thousands of anonymous travelers pass through daily. This final documented movement in surveillance footage and taxi records marked the beginning of an international manhunt that has yet to yield results. The FBI has placed a $250,000 bounty on Patel's head. Some investigators theorize he may have fled to India, where family connections could provide shelter from American justice. Number 7. Vitel'Homme innocent. $2 million. Haiti's gang kingpin. In a nation where civil order has collapsed, one man stands as the embodiment of criminal audacity. Vitel'Homme innocent, a name that ironically translates to innocent man in French, commands Haiti's largest and most violent criminal organization, the Craze Barriere Gang. Unlike fugitives who vanish into shadows, Innocent operates in broad daylight, wielding power so immense that documentary crews have filmed him showcasing his arsenal. The 2021 kidnapping of 17 Christian missionaries, including children, shocked the world. $1 million per hostage demand revealed not just greed, but strategic vision. Rather than squandering the ransom, he invested in weapons, significantly expanding his power in the chaos following President Moïse's assassination. Innocent's criminal empire now encompasses up to 600 members, including forcibly recruited children transformed into soldiers. Once vibrant communities now live in terror, as his presence has transformed him from gang leader to warlord in a failing state where citizens abandon their homes at the mention of his name. The FBI's substantial $2 million bounty reflects not just his horrific crimes, but his role as a destabilizing force threatening regional security. This reward marks him as a high-priority target whose impact transcends borders and challenges global stability. Number 6. Ruja Ignatova, $5 million, the vanishing crypto queen. As we cross the threshold into the realm of $5 million bounties, we encounter perhaps the most enigmatic figure on our list. In October 2017, a woman boarded a flight from Sofia, Bulgaria to Athens, Greece. She vanished without a trace, leaving behind not bodies, but something equally devastating: the shattered dreams and depleted life savings of 3.5 million people worldwide. This is Ruja Ignatova, the crypto queen who orchestrated what FBI investigators call one of history's largest financial frauds. The Oxford-educated businesswoman created OneCoin, a cryptocurrency she promised would eclipse Bitcoin and transform ordinary investors into millionaires. The crushing reality: the blockchain technology underpinning OneCoin didn't exist, merely an elaborate mirage concealing a $4.4 billion Ponzi scheme. Unlike our previous fugitives who relied on physical violence, Ignatova weaponized something far more insidious: trust. She rented Wembley Arena for lavish marketing events where her credentials and promises of financial revolution dazzled potential investors. Her polished facade created an illusion of legitimacy that proved irresistible. When US authorities charged her with wire fraud in 2017, Ignatova simply disappeared, like her cryptocurrency. Despite capturing her associates, including her partner who pleaded guilty to fraud in 2019, Ignatova herself remains a ghost. Number 5. Francisco Roman-Bardales, $5 million, MS-13's mastermind. The same $5 million bounty placed on Ruja's head was matched for another criminal on the run, one that was orchestrating hundreds of murders, a result of systematic violence that spanned continents. Behind the distinctive tattoos and brutal street crimes of MS-13 gang members lies a sophisticated command structure. One of their leaders, Francisco Roman-Bardales. As a senior leader, Roman-Bardales transformed what began as a street gang into a cross-border criminal network extending from El Salvador's prison system to American suburbs. He expanded operations beyond neighborhood violence into coordinated drug trafficking and targeted assassinations that devastated communities across North and Central America. While visible foot soldiers carried out attacks, Roman-Bardales operated from the shadows, maintaining total anonymity, until he didn't, and he became the only fugitive on this list that is now captured. The successful manhunt concluded through remarkable international cooperation, representing a significant blow to MS-13's command structure. FBI Director Kash Patel announced the breakthrough. "I can now confirm that last night, working with the Justice Department and other interagency partners, the FBI has extradited one of our 10 most wanted from Mexico, one we believe to be a key senior leader of MS-13, Francisco Javier Roman-Bardales. Upon extradition, Roman-Bardales faces narco-terrorism and racketeering charges, reflecting his role as the architect of widespread violence." Number 4. Julian Archaga Carrias, $5 million, MS-13's Honduran commander. In Honduras, where gang violence has torn through communities like wildfire, another man stands at the center of MS-13's brutal empire. Though our second MS-13 leader, Julian Archaga Carrias' 5'5" frame might appear small, his psychological grip over one of the hemisphere's most feared criminal organizations is anything but little. His influence became horrifyingly clear during what should have been his day of reckoning. As Carrias sat in a Honduran courtroom facing charges for murdering 2 prosecutors, 20 armed men disguised as anti-gang police stormed the building. The attack left 4 real officers dead and accomplished its singular objective, freeing their leader. This bloody demonstration revealed MS-13's unwavering loyalty to a man they couldn't afford to lose. Unlike other MS-13 figures who operate from the shadows, Carrias has built a reputation on calculated public displays of power. Intelligence reports suggest he personally oversees an intricate international money laundering network that converts drug profits into legitimate-appearing businesses across Central America. His signature strategy involves corrupting law enforcement from within, placing gang-loyal officers throughout Honduras' police forces to ensure advance warning of operations against him. The $5 million bounty, similar to those placed on other MS-13 leaders, reflects both his operational importance and the extraordinary challenge of apprehending someone with eyes and ears throughout the very systems designed to capture him. Number 3. Villegas-Palomino, $5 million, Colombia's revolutionary terrorist. While Honduras suffers under the grip of gang violence, another deadly shadow extends across the Americas, this one cast from Colombia's misty mountains, where revolution has transformed into ruthless profit. Villegas-Palomino, a high-ranking commander in the National Liberation Army, represents terrorism's troubling evolution from political ideology to blood-soaked enterprise. The ELN began as Colombia's revolutionary vanguard, draped in liberation and social justice rhetoric. Now, Villegas-Palomino orchestrates targeted assassinations of human rights activists who challenge ELN control, each execution calculated to silence future opposition. His specialty is transforming dissent into fear. His expertise transcends into infrastructure terrorism, Colombian oil pipelines erupting in flames at his command, like industrial veins slashed open, spilling fire across the countryside. These ecological catastrophes serve as both political statements and financial leverage. Meanwhile, intelligence agencies trace tons of cocaine flooding American cities directly to ELN operations, creating addiction crises throughout the southern United States. This international manhunt spans Colombia, Venezuela, and the United States in unprecedented cooperation. His $5 million bounty reflects not just his violent history, but his ongoing capacity to destabilize entire regions through bloodshed, environmental destruction, and narcotics trafficking. Number 2. Fausto Meza Flores, $5 million, Mexico's shadowy cartel chief. While most cartel leaders build their empires through spectacle and visibility, Fausto Meza Flores prefers complete anonymity. His Mesa Flores transnational criminal organization has quietly claimed territories in Sinaloa that even the infamous cartels immortalized in Netflix documentaries approach with caution. Mesa Flores controls an intricate network that moves billions in narcotics directly into American communities without drawing attention to himself. Unlike El Chapo's headline-grabbing escapes or the social media presence of modern cartel leaders, Mesa Flores leaves no evidence about his activities nor his whereabouts. His organization's methodical assassinations of rivals and officials have none of the theatrical brutality other cartels employ. When the Mesa Flores organization eliminates obstacles, they don't leave calling cards. They simply make problems disappear, creating terror through calculated precision. The FBI's recent addition of Mesa Flores to their most wanted list signals that the most dangerous predators aren't those who roar the loudest, but those who hunt in silence. It also earns him a whopping $5 million USD bounty on his head. Number 1. The $10 million man, Ryan James Wedding. From pro athlete to public enemy number 1, Ryan James Wedding now holds the biggest price tag in the FBI Most Wanted 2025 list, with a staggering $10 million bounty on his head. Federal authorities have shattered all precedents, doubling any previous reward for a most wanted criminal on this list, an urgent escalation in the manhunt for America's most elusive offenders. Once a rising sports star, Wedding's life unraveled after a drug trafficking conviction sent him to prison in the early 2000s. He emerged with a sharper criminal mind, crafting an operation to outwit the law that once caught him. His network now operates with a sophistication that leaves federal investigators scrambling. In 2023, he was linked to a Toronto dealer's execution over a $2 million debt, a rival's family gunned down in Los Angeles to send a chilling message, and a Mexican informant silenced with a car bomb before testifying, each strike protecting his empire. Using encrypted communications and cross-border tunnels, his crew hits with surgical accuracy. The record-breaking $10 million award represents a critical turning point. Like a chess grandmaster forced to sacrifice his queen, authorities have placed their highest value piece on the board, a chilling assessment that his continued freedom poses an exceptional threat across the US. As our journey through this dangerous galley of fugitives concludes, we witness a remarkable global web of vigilance tightening around these criminals. The combined bounty of over $30 million isn't merely money, it represents an unprecedented commitment in justice that has already yielded results. The recent capture of Francisco Roman-Bardales demonstrates how even the most protected criminals eventually fall when civilian tips meet determined law enforcement. FBI statistics confirm that a significant percentage of most wanted captures result directly from public information. As 9 dangerous fugitives remain at large, ordinary citizens become the crucial threads in this international web of surveillance, watching, remembering, and reporting. The question becomes, will you be the one whose vigilance helps bring justice? These historic bounties aren't just rewards, they're an invitation for all of us to participate in the cause of justice.